Welcome, race fans. You're watching ETV Live. Week 8, right here in Michigan, man. We're going to have big old race on a big old racetrack at night. 2 miles, all kinds of space for these cats, man. It's going to be crazy, crazy stuff for sure, especially after coming off of last week. We were at Thunder Valley for week 7, man. Bristol Motor Speedway, where it's totally different style of racing. Very exciting race, though, all the same. And, in fact, last week, man, we had another new winner here on ETV Live. Andrew Shirley was the man. I mean, he was the rabbit last week. All those dogs was chasing. He had to do work. He had to do work after a little bit of a miscue on pit road, get his way through traffic there towards the end of the race. Kind of rough and tumble getting there, but he got the job done. Andrew Shirley comes home with the win last week. Phil Jurin with another strong run last week, man, comes in second place. Brandon Bowie, your points leader, been leading all season long. He comes home. He had a real rough and tumble race as well, but he was able to bring that thing home 5th place and keep his point lead alive. Really exciting stuff last week. This week's going to be no different. It's going to be an outstanding race tonight. With that, let's go ahead and take a quick rewind. Look over back here at these points there and see where they sat after 7 weeks. It was, as just mentioned before, Brandon Bowie, who's been leading, I believe, since week 2, still in the lead with 1,242 points. Brad Mahar, who's been sitting second for quite some time, still sitting in second place. Phil Jurin sitting in a real good position right now in 3rd place with 1 week less scored than the rest of these guys. On a bit of a hot streak. He's definitely been Mr. Momentum and feels like he's got a really good car tonight. Phil Jurin will be our in-race reporter tonight, so we'll try and dial him up throughout this race under cautions and whatnot. John Button sits in 4th place. Jeffrey Parker's going to round out your top 5. Matthew Spangler sits in 6th place. Wayne Grass in 7th. Jeff Ducart, new player up in the top 10, he sits in 8th place. Armando Vargas, another driver who has 1 less week scored than the rest of these guys, sitting in 9th. And Lauren Personette's going to round out your top 10. So there's your point standings through 7 weeks. Just 5 weeks to go, counting tonight. We get through with this race tonight. We're going to be 2/3 of the way through, getting down to it. And as mentioned before, it's only the top 8-week scores that are going to count in this 12-week iRacing season of Thursday Night Thunder. So, you know, it's once we get into this final third, that's where the points are really going to start to shape up as guys begin to use their drop weeks. And all that's gonna kind of come to life. We're gonna see who's really got what here towards the end of this season. It's gonna be go time for sure. Oh, we got a couple minutes left here before we can get in the server. Let's take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back after this and bring you action live.
Created specifically for iRacing's online racing simulation game, Trading Paints provides individual racers, leagues, and painters an opportunity to share their custom-designed paint schemes with other subscribers on the iRacing.com simulation service. Part of the fun of today's simulation racing games is showing off your high-quality work with a custom-painted car or truck. TradingPaints.com lists thousands of custom-painted cars and trucks available for download by simply creating an account and logging in. With all available templates at your fingertips, a simple desktop downloader will keep you up to date with the most recent custom painted vehicles and templates. Check it out today. TradingPaints.com.
Dig. Hard as you can go all the way to the wall, dig. Back to speed. Tires looked awesome too, bud. And then there at the end, you were mowing down those guys pretty quick.
Guys bearing down on your 20, hard and fast.
You've been doing an awesome job. get us one tonight.
Main car's pulled up. Flag, green flag.
Alright, welcome back, racers. We're about to get this thing popped off. Looks like tonight we're going to have 25 drivers in the field for tonight. Real quick though, let's stand on trackside for National Anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Alright, so here we go. Awesome National Anthem. And you know what that means. You know what time it is. Got these drivers all buckled in, man. Got the airbags checked. About ready to do the big thing right here in Michigan, man. One of the more popular racetracks in the iRacing service for sure. Guys always bring their best stuff to this track. Nobody brought better stuff for qualifying, though, than the captain. Mr. Momentum. Phil Jern in that number 1 car. Going to start from pole tonight with a 39.081. Outside him is going to be Brandon Hawk there in the number 5 car. Starting on the inside line in the number 7 car is going to be Andrew Shirley, man, last week's winner. Look out for that dude again tonight, man, for sure. The number 20, Thomas Davis, is going to start outside of him in 4th place. Jeffrey Parker, man, he's sitting up there real strong in points. He's going to be starting right there in row 3 on the inside line, that 10 car. Outside him, the number 22 of Mikey Spangler. Dwayne Vincent, number 2 ranked driver in the room tonight, going to be starting 7th in that inside line. Alex Scribner in the 16 car going to start outside of him. Lonnie Newsom in the number 25, lowest ranked driver in the room, starting inside the top 10, right there in 9th place. Outside him, ETV regular, Peter Bennett in the number 4 car, man. Keep an eye on him tonight. Kevin Rutland in number 21, going to start off 11th place. Outside him, Jason Narug. Your points leader, Brandon Bowie, is going to start in that number 3 car in the inside line in 13th place tonight. Outside him, the number 19 of Michael Patton. Lauren Personet's had a great season so far, looking to keep it going right here. And the number 18 car rolling off 15th tonight. Outside him, the number 13 of Ryan Engel. And those are the guys who elected to qualify, and the rest of these guys will be starting on rank tonight. The number 6 of Brad Mahar, 2nd in points, man. He's going to roll off 17th. Armando Vargas outside of him. Brian V. Macklin going to start in that 9 car tonight from 19th position. 20, it's going to go to Jacob Fife in that 11 car. John Button, another strong runner so far this season in the Nationwide Series, is going to roll off 21st. The 14 car, Will Bell, going to roll off outside of him. Paulie Klein in the number 15 car, he's going to roll off 23rd tonight. Wendell James, another guy who's been, I think, last 5 races in a row now. He's been here on ETV Live Thursday nights. Number 17 car starting 24th in Roundtree Field tonight. Billy Weeks, that number 23 car, going to be rolling off 25th. So there you have it. There's your field. Pace car coming through 3 and 4. We're going to have 90 laps. Fuel window is right about halfway, so this could play into fuel could play into it tonight. Grab them buckles one more time. Check that airbag, man. Rub your baby bobblehead Buddha and your baby bobblehead Jesus doll. It's going down, baby. We rolling. All right, Corn Dog. Thanks for the sights and sounds around this awesome 2-mile racetrack. Got these guys up to full song, man. And Brandon Hawk in that 5 car, he's wasting no time getting to the point right here. Bringing Andrew Shirley around Phil Jering as well. So you got Phil Jering, our pro sitter, sitting back in 3rd right now. Talked to him a bit this week. And, you know, I imagine a lot of other drivers would say the same thing. They got to set these cars up real loose at this track early on. I mean, you're on pins and needles here for these first 5 to even 10 laps. So that so you don't get too tight. You definitely don't want to get too tight at this track with this kind of speed you're carrying through these corners. Oh, got some contact. 25 going around. 25 going around. 21 involved. It's the big one, baby. Coming out of turn 2. We got carnage. Auto Parts out there in the 3. Your points leader, Brandon Bowie, he is involved heavily. Once again, this is 3 weeks in a row now. Your points leader has started the race and had major issues. Here he goes again. Brandon Bowie's going to have to come back from this. Jerry, you get a look at that, brother?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, take a look at it here. It looks like we're just going down in the corner here. I think maybe the 25 just got a wee bit loose. 21 really had nowhere to go. Got into the back of him. A lot of damage to a lot of cars. 25 hurt, 3 hurt, 21 hurt. Going to be a lot of angry crew chiefs. And right there at the end, the 11 got a nice little piece of it. Dropped off the track there, Jesse. So tough break for a lot of these guys early on tonight.
Yeah, no doubt, man. It's a lot of guys get, you know, they go into just mention how fast they go here and how loose they are in the start before the air pressures really come up. And look like that's kind of what went down right there. Is that 25 got down? Looked like he got on that seam just a little bit. Got the wobbles, man. 21 just didn't have nowhere to go, so they piled in. Dog pile. It's going down. But, you know, that's how it goes, man. The good news for some of these guys that are in the points, it's not good news for a guy like Brandon Bowie, who's your points leader. Once again, I mean, he's got to feel like he's, you know, in a game of dodgeball and everybody's throwing balls at him. But not to, that sounded kind of bad how that came out right there. But you know what I mean. I mean, the guy's constantly every week he's getting, he's getting a monkey wrench thrown in his game right off the start and having to come back from it. But hey, that's what champions do, right? Jerry, what you got, buddy?
Well, I'll tell you what, I bet Phil Juring's sitting down there in that race car smiling right now, coming back up in the points there. He's sitting 3rd, though. He's probably sitting happy watching Brandon Bowie.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, Juring's got to like that. Of course, you know, Phil Juring, man, he's been, you know, he's been creating his own luck, you know, these past, really all season. I mean, he missed 1 week, I believe it was Daytona. He actually went down to Daytona, so he missed that week in iRacing. And otherwise, I got to think, man, he'd probably be your points leader right now, the way he's been running. But we're trying to dig him up right now. Phil Juring, this is the Outlaw up in the booth, man. You got a copy, brother?
What's happening, Outlaw?
Looking good out there so far, man. Not too far into this thing. Got 90 laps on the schedule here tonight. We're gonna lap 5 under caution here. I know from talking to you earlier this week, you got to set that car up real loose, man, to get her set up for the long run. You don't want to get too tight, but. And you didn't get much of a run right there, but how's the car feel initially right here, and how you think your chances are tonight to go out here and do some damage, brother?
I want to see 190 laps of green flag racing tonight, Jesse. You have it right. We're definitely geared towards the longer run. This isn't what I wanted to see here, these short runs. Brandon got a run on me there on the first lap because I just can't get off the corners. In the beginning of the run, I'm a little too loose, so he got a run. I just let him and Andrew go here, and just going to settle in and then see what we have 25 laps from now.
Yeah, no doubt. And after last week at Bristol, I think you had a good front row seat to see how Andrew Shirley took that win last week in Bristol as you come in second. So keep that in mind. You keeping that in your mind towards the end of this race. You got him behind you. maybe be ready for a little bit of business time.
Yeah. I had popcorn and soda ready for that performance last week, so can't blame him for that. But I certainly won't forget it if we're going into turn 3 with the white flag waving and he's close enough.
Damn, cap it. Well, it looks like they're going to go ahead and toggle these lights up on the pace car, man, and send you guys back around for one to go right here. So we're going to cut you loose, man. But thanks for taking a minute to talk to us, and good luck out there. We'll be dialing you up again, hopefully here before too long.
All right, I'll go.
All right, so there you go, man. So Jerry, old Captain, trying to get it done again tonight. Looking back here, trying to find our points leader, Brandon Bowie. He is going to stay on the lead lap. They've been working on that nose. All the damage he took was on the nose, and with this being such an aero-dependent track, man, that's just, Jerry, that's really going to kill him tonight. I just don't know. I mean, Bristol's one thing, but to overcome something like that at a track like this, I really feel like it's gonna be tough, man. Don't count that Farmers team out, though, man. They've been doing big things all season, man, and making the best of bad situations. So I don't want to count him out, but boy, it is going to be an uphill battle.
Oh, absolutely going to be an uphill battle, especially at Michigan, man. You got guys in here. Phil Juring's still in here. I mean, you got Armando Vargas. You got a lot of guys going to run up front here that you're going to see at the end of the race as long as they can stay clean, Jesse. So, yep, tough break for Brandon Bowie. Hopefully he can get it up front, but I'm not real optimistic at this point.
No doubt. Yeah, you get Armando Vargas all the way already up into the top 10. So, Armando Vargas rolled off 18th place tonight. He's sitting in 9th right now. You know what I mean? And we only ran 3 laps under green. So Armando Vargas looking like he's got a good piece tonight in that number 8 Lowe's car. He's going to try and do big things. But right here, right now, it's about to be Brandon Hawkman showing the way. Pace car is about to dip. Get out of the way one more time. Let these boys go. And, you got last week's winner up there in that tax layer car, that number 7, Andrew Shirley. I mean, we got a lot of big players, man. Jeffrey Parker, Dwayne Vincent up there in the top 5. My goodness. Pace car gets out of the way. It's about to go down right here. Brandon Hawk with a good start, man. Catches that 7, Andrew Shirley sleeping a little bit. Phil Juring going to look to try and stick the nose in now. Coming down to turn 1, he's going to get there. Side by side behind your race leader, Brandon Hawk. The battle for second place right here. Yeah, and this is where, early on, from what I've seen and what I've heard, you get down underneath that seam. As Phil's riding right on that seam right now. He's kind of playing with fire right there. You get down on that seam early on in either corner, but especially turn 1, well, she can get real loose down there, and really in 3 as well. And so this track's got a lot of space. Oh, real close between Phil Juring and the 1 and the 7, Andrew Shirley. It's almost touched right there, racing side by side behind him. But seems to me that guys can run that Casey Kane line up towards the wall. Guys can run an upper middle groove or the middle or middle lower groove, but you get down there around the real, that real low stuff, you're basically on black ice down there. So guys are going to be looking to avoid that for sure. That lower middle groove seems to be what's most popular, but you got a guy like Armando Vargas back here. We were just talking about him. Works his way around the 6 of Brad Mahar, another driver who started towards the back, who elected not to qualify, and he goes by Brad Mahar on the top. Now Brad Mahar going to look going down to turn 3 on the inside of Armando Vargas, trying to take that position back, and he's bringing the 4 of Peter Bennett with him. If you're wondering, mate, I'm motor mouthing right now. My normal partner, AJ Brownieman, he was unable to make it tonight. I'm up in the booth by myself, so you know what I mean. Got Jerry out here working the magic on the cameras. So you guys are probably going to be real sick and tired of hearing me after a bit here, but we're going to do the best we can with just one voice tonight. As I'm seeing a car off the pace, Jerry. You see who that was down there?
No, I was actually up here watching this 4 of Peanut Bitter and Brad Mahar going back. Oh, we got one. I do see him back there. Let me get back to him. We got, I believe it might be the 8th round back there.
Yeah, I was trying to dig up who it was too. I think it might have been one of. Oh, it was the 21. It was the 21 of Kevin Rutland, who's currently 3 laps down. I believe he just had come off of pit road after getting some repairs done. So he's back on track on the cars that was heavily damaged in that initial accident. But yeah, you ain't kidding about that battle up there between Peter Bennett and Brad Mahar. Peter Bennett's going to go ahead and win that battle for the time being. But that was close quarter stuff. And then back behind him now, Will Bell in the 14. Oh wow, big slide right there for the 4 of Peter Bennett. My goodness. they're looking at 3 wide here. Is the 14 going to go ahead and fall in behind 8? Now looking at 3 wide again, maybe? No, not yet. 14 of Will Bell. Here's a guy we haven't seen on our ETV races that I can recall, but I've seen him in the service before. Will Bell is a go-getter in that number 14 point car, so definitely look out for him tonight as he goes ahead and he's going to take that position away from Peter Bennett and move himself on up to, looks like, 11th position. Up front, no change so far. Brandon Hawk still your race leader, but the 7 to Andrew Shirley is drawing ever closer. He's right there. Really not much of a breakaway right now. Phil During kind of hanging about 4 or 5 car lengths behind Andrew Shirley in 3rd place. Jeffrey Parker, man, started up in the top 5. He stayed in the top 5 in that 10 car. He's running 4th right here. He just, you know, these guys are really not a big breakaway yet. I'd say if you want to call something a breakaway, I'd say it'd probably be top 11 or 12 cars. We've got one just got in trouble right there, the 22. 22 of Mike Spangler is going to come off turn 4, get a little bit of the wall right in front of the 16 Alex Kribner, and they're going to get away with it right there, partner. So this has got the look right here. Looking through this field, this got the look kind of like a green flag field right here. I mean, it just doesn't, not a lot of chances being taken right now. I think a lot of these guys are probably set up pretty loose. They're waiting for their cars to come in. Phil During he's looking to get hustling his muscle right now, though. I'm telling you what, look at Phil During in that 1 car as he draws right up on the 7 of Andrew Shirley, last week's winner. He's going to look now to the inside going down the front stretch right here. I tell you what, that car looks like he's starting to come in right now. He's going to try and get back up there and get that clean air right here. He's going to roll off side by side into turn 1 right here with last week's winner, Andrew Shirley. Andrew Shirley way uphill, trying to work the momentum off that top side, but Phil During with a good drive through the center of the corner, going to try and come up and close the door, and he's going to take that position away. So move the captain on up to 2nd position.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, Jess, now's the time to do this. I mean, we're only 13 laps into a 90-lap race. Brandon Bowie's got damage. He's the point leader. Now's the time for Phil During to get up front here, keep himself out of any incidents tonight. The further up front he is in the field, the less of a chance of getting a wrecked up race car. So smart move on his part. Head to the front as quick as you can.
Yeah, and the way his race is going is just not good for Brandon Bowie, man, in that points lead. Of course, I mentioned at the top of the show, you only count your top 8 week scores. So this is probably going to turn into a drop week for Brandon Bowie, I would imagine. But, you know, this race has the look. It could change in a moment. Believe me, these guys are hauling balls out here, and you got a lot of egos, you got a lot of pride, you got a lot of fast cars, as the 7 is literally pushing the 1 down into turn 3 right here. I was going to say we're looking at a green flag kind of race, but that could change in a moment. Honestly, though, for Brandon Bowie, what he needs is cautions right now. He needs cautions. He needs an opportunity for that team to work on that car. And, you know, to be quite honest, he needs some bad luck from some other drivers to pull him back up through this field a little bit. Right now, it's kind of got the look of a race. It's going to go green for a while here. Tell you, the hottest battle on the track, though, is that 7 and the 1. I don't know if you call it a battle, but there's definitely some gamesmanship going on. It's the 1 of Phil During that got right up on the 7's mirror, harassed his rear deck a little bit, takes a position away, but the 7, Andrew Shirley, says, not so fast, Captain. You may be in the limelight. You may be in the limelight for weeks and weeks, but I was the man last week, and I'm looking to prove that ain't no fluke. The 7, Andrew Shirley, looking really tough here tonight.
And meanwhile, the 5 of Brandon Hawk saying, you guys keep playing, I'll keep rolling.
That's it. He is too. Hawk looking really good. And he was another one last week at Bristol who was very, very strong. You know, I would say he was probably about the 2nd strongest car on the track after Andrew Shirley. Things didn't play out the way he wanted them to. He didn't get quite the finish he was looking for after getting in some trouble. But yeah, Brandon Hawk was very impressive last week for sure, and he looks really good here again this week. Man, I tell you, Andrew Shirley in that 7 car is wheelbarrowing Phil During down the front, or back stretch rather, every time. He's getting such a good run off of 2, is now he's going to get a big run off of 4 and look to the inside of Phil During going down the front stretch right here. Looks like they're going to swap that position back once again. As Phil During's going to slide in behind him now. Looking back to this field, see if we can find some more racing. For the most part, looking pretty single file. Mondo Vargas, that 8 car, man, we talked about him earlier. He's another one that he's sitting 9th in points, but he's only got 6 races scored as opposed to 7, which pretty much everybody else in the top 10 does have. Sitting 12th right now. I got Peter Bennett right behind him, having a good little run. We'll have to see as this thing goes on how it works out. Lauren Personette, man, 10th in points, looking to make a move on second place in points. Brad Mahar, 18, looking underneath the 6 back here for 10th position. That's not insignificant. You know how important that top 10 is, baby. Get it, get it. As they're still side by side, heading down the front, going down to turn 1. It's a drag race right here. Haul off into the corner, and the 6 of Brad Mahar, man, has been making good momentum off this top line right here. We'll see. You know, Brad Mahar is one of these cats. He's like Spider-Man coming off this top side. He can really make a lot of momentum, and it looks like he's going to get it. Armando Vargas, a little bit of a wall shot back behind him right there. Gets a little case of the wobbles. Tell you what, though, I mean, that Black Magic number 18, boy, she got the voodoo hoodoo. He's digging right there on that bottom line. Well, he ain't giving up nothing right here. He's fighting for that position, partner.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, we're back there watching that. Let's go on back up here to the front. Phil Juring has dropped to 4th place. Thomas Davis appears to be in front of him. So got a little bit of a battle going on up here between the 20 and the 1. And I believe it looks like maybe the 10 wants to get a little bit of that action. Jesse, he's going to jump up there underneath him as well.
Yeah, man, the 20 of Thomas Davis, man, he's doing big. He's another guy we haven't really seen much on our ETV races, but here he sits up there in the top 5 battling with Jeffrey Parker and Phil Jury. I mean, these are two of the hottest guys in the Nationwide Series this season. So early on here, that 20 of Thomas Davis looking really good, man. And, of course, trying to spice things up every time he's on the track, right back behind him, the number 2 of Dwayne Vincent, man, at the back. That's good. Man, he's had some strong runs on ETV Thursday Night Thunder races in this Nationwide Series, so no doubt Dwayne Vincent's another one we better keep our eyes on. Lots of guys in this field, really, though. I mean, there's a lot of guys in this field that we've seen have some great runs this season. Just mentioned Brandon Lee, due to the fact that we haven't had any more cautions, he is now 1 lap down. Just trying to hang on for everything he can get right now. Back in 23rd position, now 1 lap down.
Yeah,
Next.
Yeah. That's a tough break for that team tonight. I was really hoping to see him.
Man, we got trouble. Sorry to interrupt, but we got trouble. The 11 is around. Coming off turn 4. He's going to come. He looks like he hits the wall. He's going to head in. I don't know if the caution lights are on. I don't think that they are. It looks like we're going to stay green, but the 11 is now coming up out of the KOA, thinking about coming back on the track. Nah, he's going to go ahead and park it, head back on the pit road. He's going to do a little magic trick right there, and actually he's going to pull a Pufaji and a David Blaine, if you will, and vanish from the server. So tough luck right there for the 11 of Jacob Fife, who was trying to stay on the lead lap. One of the cars that was involved in that initial caution earlier, and looked like the damage just kind of took its toll on him. So tough luck for Jacob Fife. We'll be looking out for him next week as we roll into goodness gracious. I'm not sure where we're going, but I think it might be Kentucky. Back front here, partner. Phil Juring has he's won out in that battle to hold on to 3rd position with the 20 of Thomas Davis and the 10 of Jeffrey Parker. But Andrew Shirley hanging tough, about 8 to 10 car lengths ahead of him in 2nd place. Brandon Hawk continues to lead this race about the same distance in front of Andrew Shirley. So, I mean, Brandon Hawk really, man, as we're work lap 22 now of 90, Brandon Hawk's pretty tough here tonight for sure. And that car, as I watch it glide through these corners, it's still a little bit tail heavy. I mean, you can see that a bit. He definitely does not have a car that looks like it's going to get tight, which generally means he's got a car that's going to be good throughout the entirety of the run. So the next driver who's going to be in the leaders' cross sides, next 2 drivers rather, would be in the leaders' cross sides. The 9 of Brian V. Macklin and the 19 of Michael Patton. They run 21st and 20th. Got one heading to pit road. Now, in fact, I just mentioned the 19 of Michael Patton heads to pit road. He's parking the car. Looks like he's going to call it a night. He was involved in that initial caution earlier, so tough deal, as well as Brandon Bowie, who's back on pit road. Michael Patton's going to go ahead and back out for the night, so tough luck for him. Be looking out for him this week for sure. But that's how it goes, partner. You get in one of these early melees, and you're just kind of at the mercy of more cautions. And if you don't get them, your team doesn't get an opportunity to work on this on the car. Man, it's just really a tough deal to try and ride it out with a broken car. Here comes the 20 of Thomas Davis back by the 1 of Phil Juring. Man, the 20 of Thomas Davis is on the move right here. I just a moment ago seen out of the corner of my eye too the 10 of Jeffrey Parker coming out of turn 2, going down the back, man, for a second time. Had a big old wiggle, big old slide, man, and to chase his car down to the inside of the backstretch there. And He makes the save, doesn't really lose any positions on the track. Lost a little bit of time to the guys in front of him, and the guys behind him caught up to him a little bit. But as he gets a little bit of the wall there coming out, the handling on the 10 of Jeffrey Parker appears to be going away a little bit, and he's going to have to check his mirror because he's got Dwayne Vincent now looking to the inside as they come out into turn 3. That Tabasco car looking to spice things up. He hauls off on the inside of turn 3 right there. He's bringing friends with him in the form of the 22 of Mikey Spangler, the 16 of Alex Scribner, and Will Bell, number 14, man. He's looking to work his way up, too. Now Jeffrey is the 22 on the inside of him right there, trying to take that position away. As Dwayne Vincent's already taken it and moved on and taken that upper middle groove away. Back behind them, side by side, the 16 to 14. Alex Scribner to the top side, Will Bell the inside. They're battling for that position. And right here is your little, kind of your hornet's nest for the field right now. This is where I'm seeing the most action. They get awfully close to come off turn 2 right there, Barter.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Dutton's actually not losing any ground. He kind of, that 2 of Dwayne Vincent, I think, might have just found a nice little lucky hole there for him to get around him. But the 10's not letting go. He's going to hang right on the rear end of that 2. He's not going to back down at all, Jesse.
Yeah, no, he's got a quick car, but he just, he had bobbled. Now it looks like he's going to look to the inside. Dwayne Vincent now going down to turn 1, and he just had bobbled coming out of turn 2, got the wall a little bit, and I think Dwayne Vincent had a really good exit to the corner, and that just allowed him to take the position. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Jeffrey Parker is going to take that position right back now to move Jeffrey Parker back into the top 5. Now Dwayne Vincent. Little contact. Dwayne Vincent around. The 2's around. The 22's sliding. Is he going to save it? Now the 14 gets into somebody back there. We got all hell is breaking loose on the track right now, man. For sure. Caution definitely coming out. We're going to have some hurt feelings on that one. No doubt about it. It looked to me like, just at a glance, it looked like the 2 almost ran over the 10. So he backed out of it. When he backed out of it, the 22 never felt that coming, and all hell's going to break loose here in the domino effect. Jerry, did you get a look at that, brother?
Yeah, I actually put this back, and you are exactly right. The 2 had really nowhere to go. The 22 just got into the back of him. I believe that 22 took a heck of a lot of damage to that wall back there, though. He's definitely feeling it after that. A lot of damage to his race car, Jesse.
Yeah, and when it really got hammered, man, was that 16. I'm trying to figure out, we were just talking about, I'm trying to figure out where he's at. For some reason, I'm having a tough time digging up his number. Alex Scribner. Alex Scribner on the aftermath, he checks up for the 22 here, and then he gets just hammered by Will Bell in that 14 and turned to the outside wall. Bang! And he's going to do about a 1080. He looked like Shaun White on the half pipe right there, guys. I'm telling you what, man. That was wild stuff. Let's hope he's okay. So, maybe a little late, some of the guys who really needed the caution, but the caution is out now, lap 28 of 90. Definitely not in the fuel window here. Everybody's going to be coming, though, for new skins and topping off the fuel tank right here. No doubt, Brandon Hawk, the leading all the laps, man. He's going to lead him down pit road right here. And, I don't see 2 tires being an option right now. But what this does right here is it shortens how much fuel you have to take later if this thing stays green from here. And it does open up the option for 2 tires under green later on. So... Oh, the 5 of Brandon Hawk is going to slide through his stall. He has to back up a little bit, as well as Phil Jurian, who has to back up a little bit to get his service. So look for the 7 to beat these guys out of pit road as the jack goes up, left side's going on. 7 off and away, good clean stop, and he is going to be your new race leader. Here comes the 20 now, looking to take those positions away as well. Big dog fight coming off pit road for 3rd place. Looks like the 5 is going to win the battle off, and Phil Jurian with a very slow stop, going to lose some track position on that one. He's pounding on the wheel right now. He's screaming at the crew. He's going, guys, you got to do better than that right there, man. Don't make me work harder than I have to, guys. Goodness gracious. But, man, it was definitely Andrew Shirley with the big-time stop right there, man. That was a good stop by that team. That Tax Slayer crew was slaying the clock on that pit stop right there, for sure. Well, we got a moment. Let's take a quick commercial break. We'll come right back, get this thing all racked up for you again, and we'll break them loose one more time right after this.
MTCO Communications, dude, I'll tell you what, the only place to get your gaming servers, no contract, month to month. Get gaming tonight with Battlefield 2. Hey, Call of Duty, Do it with R-Factor. Arca Sim Racing, dude. I'll tell you what, $49 a month, no better deal anywhere. Remote access, virus filters, remote power cycle, no player limit, no bandwidth, dude. Dedicated servers. Hey, do it tonight. Give them a call, 800-859-6826.
All right, welcome. You're watching ETV Live Thursday Night Thunder. It's going down, baby, right here in Michigan. We still got 20 cars in the lead lap. Number 20, and Thomas Davis is leading them off right here. Great pit stop for that team. I think something might have happened to the 7 Andrew Shirley. He's not showing in the service, so he might have got a ticket to the disco dance, unfortunately for him. In fact, I just seen it right there. He did, in fact, get discoed, so tough deal. But we're trying to dial up the captain one more time. Our NRA supporter for tonight, Captain Phil Jurin. This is the Outlaw up in the booth, man. You got a copy, brother?
Oh, it's happening now.
All right, so we got a little bit of a run right there. You got a little bit of a chance to see what this competition's got and feel your car out a little bit in the heat of the battle, man. How's the car feel, and how's the track feeling out there today?
Car's good. Car's real good in clean air. My problem is when I sucked up behind Andrew there, I got tight, kind of burnt the right front off or heated the right front up a little bit, which gave me a push for a few laps. I tried to settle down there, kind of fell back and let Thomas go by. Haven't really run this setup in traffic, so I was a little surprised at how tight it is behind cars.
Now, I was talking about just a moment ago, and I know we can't. You're in a position you can't give nothing away. But this is an interesting caution flag in the sense that, nobody can make it here from fuel. Nobody can make it from here on fuel, no doubt. But it sets up a situation where you could take less fuel and maybe take 2 tires later on. Now, I mean, obviously you can't give away race strategy, but do you think that as far as the field goes, you think that may be something that might play out through this field?
It's definitely going to be a possibility. We're only if we go green from here, we'd probably only be about anywhere like from 11 to 16 laps short, depending on your mileage. So with that shorter run, I wouldn't be shocked to see somebody take 2 tires, maybe take no tires. Could be crazy enough to take just a couple gallons and no tires.
Imagine at that last pit stop, man, you was hollering at them guys, man. You gotta do better than that, man. Don't make me work harder than I have to on the track out here, guys. What the heck?
It was driver error there. I slid through my stall a little bit. I didn't get into my stall very good because Brandon was kind of sideways in his, and I couldn't see mine. So we're all right, though. 6th place. We'll work our way back up there and ride and put some laps behind us here.
Right on, buddy. Well, yeah, as you guys roll off of turn 3, lights are out, about to get back to business. I better let you go, but hopefully we're looking out for you, man. Hopefully talk to you again later. There you go. There you go, man. There's Mr. Momentum, Captain Phil Jurin, always a class act, not willing to throw his crew under the bus. He's going to take the blame for that stop right there. See if they made adjustments for this run. As Thomas Davis is going to be your new leader, Brandon Hawk to the outside. Pace car's about to get out of the way. You know what time it is. Grab that knob on your speakers, man. Let's crank it up one more time. Check them belts if you're a driver. Make sure that airbag's working. Because we about to be rolling, baby.
Green flag, green flag.
Dogs to the sights and sounds right there, man. I tell you what, Brandon Hawk didn't waste no time. Just like the initial start of the race, he's going to go ahead and jump right back to the point, goes around the 20 Thomas Davis. But Thomas Davis in that 20 car says, hey, wait a minute. not so fast. You had your chance last week. This is my week. This 20 car looks back to the inside, trying to take that point away. Going through turn 3 and 4 right here, side by side, but the momentum definitely going the way of the 5. He's going to hold that position, and now that opens the door up on that outside line. Old 10 of Jeffrey Parker, he sees the door, and he comes through like John Wayne. He kicks that door open. He's going to look for the momentum off the top of turn 1 and 2 here. He says, hey, look, if that 5 car can do it, I can do it. Ooh, little slide rate by the captain, Phil Jury. The 1 goes for a little bit of a slide. He's going to make a save, but that creates a little bit of a log jam behind him. Is now he kind of almost gets up in front of the 14, man. 14 has to make an evasive maneuver. Goodness gracious, that was a big-time save right there, partner. That car got all kinds out of shape. Another save right there. The 6 of Brad Mayhar gets a case of the wobbles through turn 3 and 4. My goodness. They definitely, that's the thing. I mean, you go for a run, and you get the tires. We talked about it early on. You're loose in the beginning of a run when the air pressures are down, the tires are cold, and as you burn off fuel, and air pressures come up, you bang out this right front a little bit, like Phil was talking. You start to get a little bit more snug, and you feel like, okay, now I can get out this gas pedal a little bit. Well, when you have a caution, you get back racing green. Sometimes as a driver, you forget that. You forget that reset button. You know, you forget, okay, now I got to eggshell this baby again for another, 5 to 10 laps. And I think that's what we're seeing here. Some of these guys are trying to get it like they were getting it, and the car's just not ready. The car's going, hold on, Big Pimpin', don't be stomping on my throttle pedal too hard right now. It's dangerous.
Yeah, I tell you what, Jesse Bakir in the backfield, we got that 8 of Armando Vargas. He's passing, dropping below that number 18 of Lauren Personet there. So picking up another spot for Vargas. He's on his way to the front. I have a feeling you're going to see him a little bit closer there towards the end of this race.
Yeah, and oh goodness, man, it's getting close up here between the 6, the 1, and the 4. The 1 of Phil Jones going to drive a little bit. It leaves Peter Bennett in the 6, Brad Mayhar battling side by side again, and it looks like Brad Mayhar is going to take that position away. But yeah, man, Lauren Personet's one I've been really impressed with tonight. He's had a good season. I've never really seen him around much before this season here on ETV Live and Thursday Night Thunder, but he's been very active this season. He's been in the top 10 in points basically the whole season. And there's a really close call right in front of him right there between the 4 and the 8. But here he sits, man. He's running the top 10 all night tonight as well. Just having a good, solid run. Not making a lot of noise, but definitely in the mix, man. Earning his stripes out there in the track as he goes by the number 4, Peter Bennett. He'll take that 9th position away now. Phil Giant looking to work way back up. He's going to look to the inside of the 14 right here, going down the front stretch. Kind of knows and looking like the 14's got that. He's got that momentum line on the top. We'll see if the right front's hooked up enough now for Phil to run that bottom line and make the pass. Looks like he's going to do it. 14 of Will's going to slide in behind the 1 of Phil Jurin, so move Phil Jurin back up into the top 5. Mikey Spangler in that 22 car, man. Goodness gracious, he had a good looking run last week too. Got in trouble late. But Mikey Spangler at Thunder Valley, man, he was one of the go-getters. He was definitely a strong runner last week in that car. And once again this week, man, here he sits in the top 5. So that team, man, I can't read the sponsor on that car. Really wild-looking skin. I know Bad Boy was commenting on that last week. He likes that car. I like that car too. Real can't miss it. They got that team's got it figured out, man. These last few weeks, really. Mikey Spangler, he may not have got all the finishes he's been looking for, but he's run very respectable. Up front, Brandon Hawk is still leading the way, but he is not getting away. Thomas Davis in that 20 car and Jeffrey Parker in the 10 car. Those three have a little bit of a breakaway right now, and they're staying pretty close, especially Thomas Davis, man. He's really stalking that 5 car right now. We'll see as this run goes on how long that's going to last. But I have a strong suspicion that 20 car, Thomas Davis, has a setup very similar to what the Captain Phil Jurin's running, and in a sense that they both work with Dustin the Vet Montgomery, man, one of the major geniuses out here in the NASCAR stuff and setup building. So I'd imagine that 20 car's got a good setup underneath it that's built to last, and we know from what Brandon Hawk did in that last run, he's definitely got a good long run package as well. Armando Vargas and Personet continue to work their way through the field together. They're sitting 7th and 8th right now. They've worked their way by Brad Mayhar in that 6 car. Is now the 4. Peter Bennett's going to look to the inside of Brad Mayhar now, trying to take that 9th position away. Side by side, they go down the front stretch across the stripe, heading down turn 1, and now it looks like a 18 of Lauren Personette says, okay, Mondo, thanks for the tow. My turn. He's going to look now to the inside, going into turn 1, trying to take that position away. That's going to be for 7th position. He's going to get it. As well as Peter Bennett behind him is going to take 9th place away from Brad Mahon.
Yeah, I tell you what, Jesse, watch that 8 of Armando there back behind that 18. A little bit of wobble coming out of that last corner there, so might have a little bit of a loose race car there. Hopefully you can get her tightened up a little bit as the run goes on.
No doubt, man. Tell you what, dude, these guys up front here, though, they're starting to get a little bit of breakaway. Mikey Spengler's hanging tough in 4th position right there. But, you know, that lap he actually loses about 2.5, nearly 3 tenths to your leader. And Jeffrey Parker as well in 3rd position right there. He's beginning to fall off too. The only driver who's really hanging right now with Brandon Hawk is that 20 car, Thomas Davis. So those guys looking really fast here as we're quickly approaching halfway. Now working lap 42 of 90. And, you know, he's going to have, this thing stays green. We're still going to have green flag stops. We talked about it, you know, or I talked about it earlier, and we talked about it with Phil as well. Strategy is definitely going to be an issue in this race. I mean, if this thing stays green, not everybody's going to take, you know, not everybody's going to come out and take 4 tires. So that'll be interesting. I want to update the 7 to Andrew Shirley, who got a ticket to the disco dance. He went and he did his little thing. He did his little groove thing real quick. He got back in the server. Now 2 laps down, running 20th position. And man, what a tough break. That 7-car Andrew Shirley, after winning last week, had such a strong run going this week, man. I really hate that, but you know, you get out on the real track, and you're gonna have parts failures. You're gonna have things that are gonna happen in real world racing that we just don't have to deal with typically in simulation racing. Internet connections is what we deal with in simulation racing, and unfortunately, he got bit by that tonight. It's back behind him, man. 17 to Wendell James just went for a big slide there. About halfway through turn 3 and 4, he was saving that car all the way off the corner, partner. He's going to save it. 13 of Ryan Engel going to go ahead and go by. And it looks like we're slowing down for a caution. Caution on track somewhere. Trying to figure out what it's for. Having a tough digging this up. Here in the 9 car, Brian. Jared, you got to catch a look at that, buddy? I had a tough time finding it.
Yeah, I'm actually got pulled up here, Jesse. Looks like the 9 heading out of the corner there. Yeah, he just got a little bit of loose, man. He was right in front of a couple cars there. He got around. Not sure they were, but they got really lucky. 9 around, no damage. Get it straightened back up and get it going. I think he'll be all right.
All right, and that right there is definitely going to make things interesting because it looks like we should be able to make it from here on fuel. Drivers should be able to make it from here on fuel, but it is, you know, it's going to be, if it goes green, it's going to be a squeeze. They should be able to do it, but they're going to have to be a little bit conscious. You know, they're not going to have to really save a lot of fuel, but they're not going to be able to go for the gusto the whole run either. They're going to have to be a little bit careful with that throttle pedal. And so this is definitely going to make things interesting. No doubt everybody's going to be coming here, and I would imagine 4 tires and top that thing off. Get as much fuel in there as you can. If you got a reserve tank they don't know about, fill her up too, because you might need it. So right here, I'd imagine 5 Brandon Hawk. I mean, they're going to open up pit road. Pit road is open right here. 5 of Brandon Hawk going to lead these boys down. Still showing 18 cars on the lead lap. This is going to give Andrew Shirley an opportunity to get one of those laps back right here. You know, and it's something he's going to have to do. Just get him back to 1 lap down, as everybody will come in. Andrew Shirley should stay out and get the wave around, and he will. So we'll see this time. Last time on pit road, it was the 7 team who had the best stop on pit road, but then got a ticket to the disco dance. But it was the 20 of Thomas Davis who was right there with him. And so we'll see this time what the 5 team does, what the 1 team does, what that 20 team does. Oh, little contact on pit road. Little contact on pit road between the 20 and the 10. The 10 of Jeffrey Parker gets into the 20 a little bit. Oh, goodness. Look like they might get away with it. If anybody's going to be hurt by it, it's definitely going to be the 10, as nose damage can be a bad deal right here on this track. 20 off and away, 10 off and away. The 1 still on pit road. Man, another long stop for the 1, and he's losing massive track position right there. Unfortunate for Phil Juring, man. He's going to drop back maybe outside the top 10 right there, around 10th place. Win the battle off pit road. It was tight. It looks like the 5 is going to win that battle off pit road. Thomas Davis going to come out second. Jeffrey Parker going to come out, excuse me, it's like Jeffrey Parker going to come out first.
I'm going to tell you what, Jesse got a little front end damage there on pit road, but he brought her out first, boys. His pit stop, that team was on it.
Yeah, he sure was, man. So, yeah, Jeffrey Parker going to be your new leader for sure. We'll have to see how the, looking at the nose and the splitter right here, looking back at it, the splitter looks straight. Nose looks good, too. I think it was, you know, I think it was more of a scare than anything else. I don't think that's going to hurt the 10 of Jeffrey Parker. And I don't really see any damage on the tail end of the 20 of Thomas Davis either. So,
yeah, but I'll tell you what, he's with an 11.7 second pit stop, the fastest pit stop on the board that time, so pretty impressive. Hopefully he can keep a run in front.
Wow, that is very, very good. Boy, I tell you what, man. I don't know what he's feeding them boys down there, but, wow. My pit stops usually, when I pit, my guys usually doing me between 13.5 and 14.5 seconds. So anything under 12 is like legendary, man. That was outstanding for sure. Yeah, it looks like old Jurian is going to be back in the 9th position after this cycle of pit stops right here. Working lap 47.90, so yeah, I mean, you know, these guys out here, if you were to listen, you'd hear a lot of these guys are killing it right now during the pace lap. They're trying to save as much fuel as they can right here. They should be good. If it goes from here, they should all be good, but it is going to be, you know, depending on how you got your car set up. If you're on the loose side and you're unable to really get down that throttle early on, you should be okay. But if you got a more tight setup and you can hog the throttle, you're going to have to be careful. The tighter car, you know what they say, you know, the tighter car burns more fuel. So, you know, we'll see. I mean, it's going to be close for some of these guys. There'll be a few of these guys that's going to be a nail biter for, but should it stay green? Well, you know, which is, and that's a big if too. I mean, partner, we're in the second half of this race now. Long way to go, but every time you get to the second half of a race, intensity is just going to go through the roof. And if you're a guy like Andrew Shirley who's about to take the wave round right here, you know, that's what you're hoping for. You're hoping these dogs get the dog fighting up here, get after it, have another caution. You can stay out and get another wave around. Andrew Shirley's got a major uphill battle, but of the lap drivers, he's the only one that's still got a shot to get up in the mix, and we know how strong of a car he has. So it's a big, you know, it's one of them things, man. It's not likely that Andrew Shirley's going to get back in the mix in this thing, but you never know. He might, and if he does get back in the mix, we know he's got a car.
Hey, Jesse, do you hear that? You don't hear that, do you? Because Fat Lady ain't singing yet, buddy.
That's right. No, she's not, man. She's just chilling. She's eating some Little Debbie's right now. You know what I mean? She kicking back on a lazy boy. You know, she'll be singing here in about 40 laps or so. But yeah, she ain't singing yet, man. Tell you, Brandon Hawk, he's been, you know, he's the man for sure. He's been the man for sure. You know, he's only restarted that one time from the lead. He's usually been restarting right here in this position, second position, on every restart, but every time has been able to go out and take that lead right away. So we'll see as they get the one to go right here. Lights go on the pace car. We'll see if Brandon Hawk and that 5 car can do it once again. That last run, the 20 of Thomas Davis was the only car that really looked like he could keep up with the 5 of Brandon Hawk there. So a lot of things going on. Lauren Personette with a big move on pit road. He was moving up through the field very well. Worked his way up to 7th position, coming, you know, before the caution came out. Now up into 5th, gains a couple more spots on pit road. John Bunton, another one, man, he makes a big gain on pit road. He was running back there around 10th or 11th, and now sits in 6th position. So, and that 25 car, lowest ranked driver in the room, Lonnie Newsom. You know, remember, he was involved in that initial caution. That very first caution, he got loose, got hammered by a guy behind him, still in the lead lap, running in the top 10. We're sitting in 8th position right now. So look out for him as well, man. He can still do big things tonight. 19 guys on the lead lap. Dwayne Vincent bringing up the rear. Jeffrey Parker leading them off right here as the pace cars can get out of the way. He knows it's about to go down. Slow start. Watch the stack up. We're going to have trouble back towards the back. 17 going to get into a guy back there. We got trouble towards the back of the field. They got going up front. Look back to the 17 though. He definitely paid the price on the slow start right there. Not sure if it was his fault or what, but yeah, guys in the back tried to anticipate that start and they just didn't get going there. It was a slow start. 17 is going to go out there and get into the 9 car, Brian V. Macklin. So
yeah, I tell you what, I wrote back here for him, Jesse. Take a look at this. Actually, it looks like there was a stack up all the way up to the 8 and the 1, 25. All those guys were stacked up pretty tight. A lot of brakes getting hit, a lot of cars getting rear-ended, but they'll keep it going here, and looks like we're still green. So.
Yeah, it keeps going, and it was, in Jeffrey Parker's defense, the 10 car, there was nothing wrong with his start. I mean, he didn't do anything wrong. It just it's the first time he's been the leader tonight, and as the leader, you have the option of when to go. He never started and stopped. He just didn't go as early as all the other restarts in this race had been pretty early, and I think that the guys in the back had just assumed that was going to happen again. When it didn't, things got a little jammed up. Of course, when you're way back there and you're looking at a ton of drivers in front of you, you really can't see what the leader's doing. So it's kind of left to a little guesswork and perception. How about this 25 we were just talking about, Lonnie Newsom, man? He's working his way past that 15 car, Paulie Klein, right now, trying to work his way up. Now pulls in behind it with John Bunton. He gets the survivor award so far, man, after being involved in that first caution pretty heavily. Car looks good. Team's done a good job. They've kept him on a lead lap, and he's running pretty strong right here. Up front, man, Brandon Hawk back to the front once again, just like before. But Jeffrey Parker is not letting him get away. He's running right on him right here. And the 20 Thomas Davis, as he did before last run, he's hanging right there too, man. Got a little bit of a 3-horse way right now. Back behind him, got another pair of 4, 5, a group. Well, I don't know if I call that a pair or call that a group right there. Another 5 cars, starting with Will Bell in that 14 car, and then bringing up the rear of that group is that 18 of Lauren Personette, man. And those guys have a good little gap on Armando Vargas and Peter Bennett, who are going to round out your top 10. Side-by-side action right here is the 22 now is going to look to the inside of the 6. That's Mikey Spangler on the inside looking underneath Brad Mahar, trying to take that 5th position away. Phil Jurin gets really close right there, thinking about going through the middle. Now going to take it 3 wide to the bottom maybe. Oh, he's going to get tight and happening right there. The 18s is trying to figure out where to go right now. As they're still side-by-side. Brad Mahar has not gave up the fight yet. Looks like Mikey Spangler is going to take that position, and now Brad Mahar is left to battle with the captain. Captain Phil Jarrett on the inside, the 6 of Brad Mahar to the top now as they come through turn 1 and 2 off of turn 2. Big momentum goes the way of the 6, and here comes Brad Mahar looking to get back by 22 of Mikey Spangler on the top side. Real close right as they come off into turn 3. Mikey Spangler doing a good job, man, driving it off. He drives it off deep into turn 3 that time, man, and she's going to stick for him right there. Here comes Phil Jurin once again looking to take that position away from Brad Mahar. That's going to be for 6th spot. Lauren Personette being really patient back behind these two. Looks like he's got a good piece, man, but he's not trying to push the issue. He's just riding behind these two trying to figure out what's going to happen.
Yeah, you know what? I've been watching that 18 all night, Jesse, and you're exactly right, man. That guy's just been kind of hanging out. He's watching to see what's shaking down. He doesn't want any damage to his car. I have a feeling here you get about maybe 20, 15 laps left in this race. You'll start seeing a couple of these guys, including that 18, start heading for the front, doing a little bit of battle, and hopefully we'll have one heck of a finish.
Oh yeah, Michigan is really, that's a couple things Michigan's really well known for, and that's fuel mileage races. As Phil Jurin does finally go ahead and take that position away from Brad Mahar. It looks like he's going to be able to hold on. Brad Mahar with momentum off the top of 4. Down the front, they get really close down there towards the bottom of the track. And they're racing again through 1 and 2. But yeah, 2 things that this track is really well known for. One is fuel mileage finishes that aren't really that close, but are nail-biting because of the fact that, who's going to make it, who's not. And then the other thing to fuel is, you're absolutely right, really, really close finishes, man. So both in real-world racing and in iRacing, I've seen so many great finishes on this track, and I don't think tonight's going to be any different. Though Brandon Hawk would disagree. Brandon Hawk is driving away now from the pair, or group rather, of Jeffrey Parker, Thomas Davis, and Will Bell. Those 3 cars are all looking pretty equal. They're all bunched in there pretty close together, the 20, the 14, and the 10. The 22 pulling up on them, but I tell you what, man, this it looks like we got another caution on the track. Let's see, 17 maybe? No, like 16 and Alex Scribner are going to be involved in another one, it looks like. And the partner, I think this might have been the same kind of deal as Brian V. Macklin in that 9 car not too long ago. So fuel is out of the window now. I mean, fuel is out of the picture. Don't got to worry about that no more. Jerry, you get a look at that, buddy?
Yeah, I got it pulled back up here once again. Just looks like he got a little loose out of the corner, a little bit of wobble, spun the car around, kept it down low on the track, no damage to anyone else. He did go out there and mow a little grass for him, and I would probably suggest that his crew chief told him they had a lawn keeper here, so he didn't have to take care of the ground. So.
Yeah, man, look like I seen the hedgehog poke his head up, whoop, pop his head back down, man. He almost took out one of them sprinkler heads too. So, yeah, I think the caution guy, I think the flag man might got a little overzealous on throwing that caution. To be honest, it looked to me like, I mean, sure, that sucks for Scribner in that 16 car, a little embarrassing, but he did a great job of saving it. He was out of the racing groove and didn't tear nobody up. So I don't know. I mean, maybe it was just some of the dirt clods he kicked up on the track there that caused the caution to come out. But at any rate, in lap 57, we are back under caution. We're looking at 3-3 to go from here. Once we get back green, we're probably going to have about 30 laps to go. So if you're towards the back of this group, now 2 tires might be an option. Not sure. I still think the common consensus here is going to be 4 tires. The good news for Andrew Shirley fans, if you're an Andrew Shirley fan, and he surely has a few, I'm sure, after last week, is everybody should come. Everybody here should come to guarantee they can make it on fuel and get a little bit more rubber because we've got a long way to go. We're going to have 60 miles to go on this track. This is going to give Andrew Shirley the opportunity now to get back on the lead lap, should he stay out, hopefully. However, he's going to be getting a very tight fuel situation himself now by staying out. So it is not done yet. This will get him back on the lead lap, as it looks like all the, the 5 of Brandon Hawk stays out. The 20 of Thomas Dave's out. Everybody else pits. So Andrew Shirley will not be getting his lap back. That's shocking to me. I cannot believe the 5 of Brandon Hawk and the 20 of Thomas Davis have stayed out. If you've been the 2 best cars all night, with 60 miles to go after the restart, why in the world would you give the rest of these guys that kind of opportunity to come you? And let's not forget, more fuel in the tank.
Let me tell you why I think that was kind of the case here. Got a little stats pulled up here. We're looking at 4 lead changes. We've got 4 cautions for 14 laps. Now think about this, okay? The very beginning of this race, Brandon Houck was up there, Phil Juring and those guys, running with Andrew Shirley. If they stay out, I guarantee you they're banking on another caution. That keeps Andrew Shirley 1 lap down, and they don't have to worry about racing him at the end of this race.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that's a big. I feel you. I mean, Andrew Shirley definitely is strong, and he won last week. But I mean, we're gonna see here what tires mean, and maybe I'm wrong, but I just feel like as strong as the 5 and the 20 have been, this is definitely gonna. This is not a can of spinach right here, man. I mean, this is not gonna be good for their muscles. This is gonna make them look a little weaker than they have. I can almost guarantee you that. And as the thing is if this thing goes green from here, it's not just the tires. It's also the fact that their fuel is going to be much lower. Not that they have to worry about not making it on fuel, but they're going to get tighter. They're going to get tighter than some of the rest of these guys towards the end of this run if this thing goes green now. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, but I'm up here in the booth. I'm not down there on the box. I'm not looking at the tires that are coming off of the 5 car, the 20 car. So I don't know fully what they're looking at. But to me, this feels like an iffy call. I know Andrew Shirley's counting his fist, but the good news for Andrew Shirley here is that he is going to be able to go ahead and come on down now. He's going to get his fuel and his tires, and he can be done with pit road. Now he just needs a wave around to get himself back on the lead lap. Goodness gracious. This is definitely going to shake things up for sure. For sure. Will Bell is going to win the battle off of pit road in that 14 car. Jeffrey Parker going to come off in 4th position. Mikey Spangler, that 22, is going to round your top 5. Let's take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back for the conclusion after this.
Dig. Hard as you can go all the way to the wall. Dig. Back to speed. Tires looked awesome too, bud. And then there at the end, you were mowing down those guys pretty quick.
Guys bearing down on you 20, hard and fast.
been doing? You've been doing an awesome job. Get us one tonight.
Pace car's pulled up. Flag, green flag.
All right, welcome back, race fans. Lights are out on the pace car. We're about to do it up big. 30 laps to go. Brennan Hawk, your leader. Thomas Davis going to be starting outside him in that 20 car. Those guys on old tires. Will Bell in the 14 is going to be, and Jeffrey Parker going to be starting in row 2 right there. That's where the fresh rubber starts, man. Mikey Spangler, Phil Juring, row 3. Brad Mayhar, Ryan Engel. Ryan Engel, man, that 13 car, where did he come from? My goodness. He's all the way up in 8th position. Armando Vargas and Lonnie Newsom going to round to top 10. We have 18 guys still on the lead lap. Wendell James in the back of that group right now as he's catching back up after getting a little bit of work done. Of course, he got tore up on that restart earlier. And that's something to think about, too. Now we got a different leader. We got Brandon Hawk back out front. He's been taken off. Yeah, he's been taken off pretty quick on his restarts, but we'll see. You know, that slow start kind of held, you know, it really kind of broke away some of the field back there, and his spotter might tell him, hey, let's go ahead and try that slow start like Parker did last time and see if we can't just drive away from some of these guys, since in about 12 or 15 laps our tires might be hurting. We'll see. Pace, they come through 3 and 4. Pace car's about to get out of this way, man. Cut them loose. We're into the final stint, final third of this race. About to do it up big right here. Check your seatbelts, man. Grab that knob on your volume dial. Crank that bitch to the right. You know what we about to do? We rolling.
Green flag, green flag.
Thanks for the sights and sounds around Michigan Speedway, man. You can see it. You can see the intensity, man. You can feel it. It is picking up. Big battle back behind these guys up front. My gosh, who's this? 3 wide. The 2 of Dwayne Vincent to the inside right there. 2 of Dwayne Vincent to the inside. You got the 8 of Armando Vargas in the middle. 13 up top. Now he's going to give way. Now it's side by side. 3 rows deep right there. There's the phone booth. Everybody in that group's just hoping nobody else makes a collect call on their diamonds. Now the 4, Peter Bennett's going to look at 3 wide once again. Down to the inside, the 25 and the 13. My goodness, it's getting busy up in here. Racing is picking up. Boy, these guys are going to race against the last lap for the rest of these laps. I can almost guarantee you. Brandon Hawk, looking back in the mirror, loving this right now. Making them old tires work here in this short stint for sure. And the fact he's got less fuel in the tank, the 5 of Brandon Hawk, fact, he's got less fuel in the tank, and his tires have already been worked in a little bit. He's going to be able to hog up that gas pedal a little bit here early in this run, more than the rest of these drivers who, no doubt, probably just topped off, and they got 4 fresh ones that got to build up a little bit. You know, so the 5 of Brandon Hawk is actually, believe it or not, with older tires, should have a bit of an advantage here for a little while. We'll see how long that holds up, as Jeffrey Parker in that 10 car is hanging pretty tough. Phil Juring's worked his way back up into 3rd place. So 14 of Will Bell gets a little bit, he takes a little piece of the wall with him there coming off turn 4, real close behind him. The 20 of Thomas Davis at the top, the 22 of Mikey Spengler on the inside going down the front stretch. They're passing notes right there, partner. Goodness gracious, getting good, man. Where's Lauren Personette back here in that 18 car, man? He's dropped back to 11th. Had not a great pit stop on that last round of pit stops. Lost some track position. He'd worked very hard to get up there. Now back into 11th. He's going to have to get back digging once again, but he's got plenty of time to do it. Up in front of him, Peter Bennett, Armando Vargas sit 9th and 10th. Dwayne Vincent, man, is in 8th place after being involved in that wreck earlier. He got turned, got in trouble, and you know, here he sits. He's back up in 8th place. The car looks good. You know, Dwayne Vincent you definitely see a little bit of effects from that earlier. But not too bad. I mean, the car's looking pretty stout, man. Dwayne Vincent might still be a player before this thing is over. Little wiggle, 14 of Will Bell now, as the 6 of Brad Mayhart's going to look to capitalize, heading down the backstretch, down to turn 3. He's going to stick the nose in. He says, dude, my toe's in here. Don't slam the door on me. 14 is trying to give the 6 an inch right there, as the 6 of Brad Mayhart has to lower down just a little bit. And I tell you what, man, that's one dude right there. You don't want to try and shut the door on his toe too many times. He'll kick her open like John Wayne. I'm telling you. Up front, during that one car, starting to run these boys down a little bit, man. He's looking a little bit stronger this run than he has any other run this race. And this is the time. This is the time to look strong right now. We're getting close. Still got plenty of race to do right here, but this is definitely into the final stint. As you can see, the way a lot of these guys are racing, they know it. You know what I mean? Right now, you got to get track position while it's good. For the most part, things have single filed out. But that's not because these guys aren't running hard. I mean, these dudes are they're running them on the ragged edge right now. For sure. There's going to be some, there's some battling coming up here before too long, I'm sure. As the one of Phil Juring has ran down the 10 of Jeffrey Parker. Thomas Davis, another one, man, that, he's the other one that didn't take tires. He's hanging on in 4th position. He definitely, he's looking good. He's not doing as good with the situation as Brandon Hawk's doing, but then again, he doesn't have the clean air either right now. So, we'll see how it all plays out, but for now, it's looking pretty good. It's Phil Juring with the fresh rubber, looking to make the move into 2nd position now. He looks to the inside of Jeffrey Parker, out of turn 4, down the front stretch, across the stripe they go, and it looks like Phil Juring going to be able to slide up, take that position away. Look at a little wave right there from Jeffrey Parker. They got about halfway down the front, so Jeff Parker said, no mas, go ahead, buddy. I know you got fresh rubber. Go get him. So, classy move right on the 10 of Jeffrey Parker. Knowing when it's time to eat and when it's time to say grace.
Yeah, I jumped back here to the 8 of Armando Vargas and this 18 of Lauren Personette. And unfortunately for Lauren, a little bit of a wall coming out. He got there, got a little clip of it. Not too bad, though. Don't think it'll do any damage to him. 8 as well, got a little clip of that wall coming out as well. Just tiny bit, Jesse, so... These guys back here try to battle in tough. They're going to go ahead and single file it back up, bumper to bumper.
Yeah, a little battle here between the 15 and the 23. This is for 15th position, 23 on the inside. That's Billy Weeks looking to take that spot away from Paul E. Klein, who's on the top there in that 15. Side by side, it goes 1 and 2. It looks like the 23 of Billy Weeks going to go ahead and take that spot away. So move Billy on up into 15th position right there. Here comes the crossover by the 15, though. Now coming out turn 2 and a little bit of a wobble from the 23. A couple ill-handling race cars right here. These boys doing the best of what they got. 24 back behind him, several laps down. He's just enjoying the show right now. And now the 15's going to that position back away as they haul off the turn 3. So this is back here towards the back of this field, man. But these boys are racing right now. Good stuff. Another race going on up at the 8 of Armando Vargas looking underneath the 2 of Dwayne Vincent. That's going to be for 9th position. We were just talking about him. You were just talking about a partner of the 18 of Lauren Personette's right there. Him and Armando Vargas have basically been connected at the hip tonight. Every time you look through this field, you see the 8, you see the 18 right around him somewhere, either in front or behind him. And there they go again. They both take the position away from Dwayne Vincent. So move them on up into 9th and 10th position. As now, it looks like Lauren Personette's going to look to take that spot away from Armando Vargas as they haul off the turn 3. Lauren Personette has worked his way through this field methodically early in this race, taking a little bit here, a little bit there. He's got a little bit shorter time now, so I think you're going to see that 18 of Lauren Personette really get to work now this run.
Absolutely, and nothing better than doing it with 19 laps to go, heading for the front. I think about time you'll see the gloves start coming off now.
So Phil took that position away from Jeffrey Parker, hasn't driven away from him or Thomas Davis, and really isn't catching Brandon Hawk just yet. Brandon Hawk's still a little bit quicker than Phil Juring. Not much, but a little bit quicker. Looking good on them old tires, of course. I think if the tires are going to get sour, if the older tires and the lighter fuel is going to get sour for Brandon Hawk, we're going to see that in about 7 or 8 laps. And but who knows? I mean, his crew chief and him as a driver, he knows what he's got. You know what I mean? So he might prove me wrong, man. He knows better than I do what he's got underneath him. So he may be fine in this situation. We'll see. I tell you what, I'll be awfully impressed if this thing stays green and F5 with Brandon Hawk can hang out up there. I'll be awfully impressed by that, man. That's not easy to do. Looking over the field, there's not a whole lot of racing going on. The closest thing to racing I'm seeing right now is actually Andrew Shirley, who just moved by Armando Vargas. Of course, Andrew Shirley, 1 lap down Probably really frustrated. I think he thought he was going to get his lap back after the last caution there. And we're in that window now where if a caution were to come out, Andrew Shirley would probably get his wave around. This whole field would probably come down, but too many more laps go by, and I think we're definitely going to have some guys that will stay out since the race will be so close to being over. So, and definitely Andrew Shirley's in a spot where he needs a caution in the next 5 laps, or basically he's going to be doomed to finish back there a lap down. But that ain't going to stop him from racing, though. As he looks to the inside of Dwayne Vincent, this is not for position, but it's still exciting. Side by side, they go through 3 and 4. Andrew Shirley in the 7 car trying to say, hey, look, guys, we got a good car, and I'm going to show her off a little bit, regardless of whether it counts or not. We're doing big things. Things beginning to sound a little bit up here as Phil Juring begins to gap Thomas Davis in the 20 and Jeffrey Parker in the 10 just a little bit. Just a little bit, and it's balancing out between him and our race leader, Brandon Hawk, as far as times. Brandon Hawk not in the way right now, but then again, the captain, Phil Juring, ain't really catching him right now either. Not yet. Mikey's still hanging tough in that top 5, man. He was real good all week. As I mentioned last week at Bristol, got caught up in one of the melees towards the end of the race. So far tonight, has not got caught up in anything. Has had a very, very solid night as a 22 of Mikey Spangler, and he still sits out there in the top 5, man, looking really good. Ooh, little contact back here. 6 gets into the 18. The 6 of Brad Mayhar gets into the 18 a little bit. He backs it off right there. The 18 is going to drive away just fine. The 7 of Andrew Shirley, we were just talking about, he's going to go on by, and that leaves Brad Mayhar back there battling with the 2 now. Dwayne Vincent is they're going to go off into turn 3 side by side right here. Looks like they're battling for about 9th or 10th position right here. Real close. Not a lot of room between these 2 drivers as they go through turn 3 and 4. Looks like the 2 is going to be able to take that position away, but the 6, man, look at him come down on the quarter. Coming down the corner trying to crowd the 2 of Dwayne Vincent, man. Looking to get that top line through 1 and 2 is Brad Mayhar. Trying to make a run at it. This looks like the 2's got a little bit too much mustard as they haul off in the turn, so move Dwayne Vincent up. 1 more position. Armando Vargas behind all these guys, man. I kind of surprised. I don't know if maybe they made some adjustments on his car and it went the wrong direction or what, but Armando Vargas sits back there in 11th position right now, and really, he doesn't have damage, but his car's not looking as good as it did. How about Brad Mayhar? He's going to go dig and get right back by the 2, and here comes the 8 now. Just talking about the 8. Something must have happened with Dwayne Vincent, boy. He's a little off the pace right now. A little wave by right up here for 2nd position. Phil Juring's going to pull up going off into turn 1. He waves the 20 of Thomas Davis by. Thomas Davis on the older tires gets waved by the captain, Phil Juring. I tell you what, man. These guys right now, so far, they're proving me wrong. They're proving me wrong. These old tires are working good for them. That last lap, Thomas Davis was actually a bit quicker than our race leader. So we'll see if that continues now as Thomas Davis and Phil Juring have driven away from Jeffrey Parker and Mikey Spangler. And they're looking good, man. They're working together. We'll see if they can continue to click off time. That last lap actually gave up a little bit, so we'll see how this all plays out. They're about 1 second behind our race leader right now. Man, that 5 car is good to go. You know what I mean? I mean, he is really, we're going to be coming about 10 laps to go here before too long. And he's showing no signs of fading. He's down there playing with fire with the scene every time in both corners, and not so much as a wiggle. I mean, that 5 car looks great, and the driver is on point tonight. That driver has not made any mistakes all night that I've seen. Bortina Will Bell back here in 6th position. He's looking at that 22 car, that bright colored 22 car right in front of him. He's going, man, 6th is good. Top 5 is better. 14 of Will Bell looking to make the move on the 22. Trying to set him up right here as he gets a good run in going to turn 3. Nothing doing yet, but you can tell he's playing mirror games with him a little bit. We're getting close to 10 to go. Looks like that 14 of Will Bell is looking to make a move, see if he can get a little bit more out of this thing. That time by, once again, Thomas Davis and Phil Juring both a little bit quicker than our race leader, but we're not talking about feet. We dang sure ain't talking about miles. We're talking about inches. And I just, you know, at some point here, they're going to have to start gaining feet if they're going to catch up. I just don't know. I mean, they're a little quicker, but what they're gaining is just not, it's not going to be enough. Not without a mistake from the 5 of Brandon Hawk. It'll be 10 to go. This with the stripers. Brandon Hawk hauls off through turn 3 and 4 right here. Spotter, so it's 10 to go. 10 to go, Brandon. Hit your marks, man. Hit these corners just 20 more times. No mistakes. We got this thing in the bag, baby. That time equal. Here, somebody's in the gas down here. Oh, come back on the track. It's Andrew Shirley. 7 in trouble. Caution's going to be coming out for sure. Lights are on. Andrew Shirley's in trouble up on the top of the track heading to turn 1. Think he got in trouble down there on the front stretch or something. So that's going to change everything. That's, Jared, you look at that?
Yeah, take a look at it right here, Jesse. It looks like he, I'm not really sure I see anything going on. I'll tell you what, him and 4 got into each other on the front stretch. Looks like 4 might have come down, 7 might have went up. I might need context, I don't know, but definitely a lot of damage to that 7 car, and a lot of other cars got really lucky.
Oh, and that right there is really going to change things, man. I mean, gosh, because now we're inside 10 to go, you know, and some of these guys are going to want tires, but with this amount of time left, I don't know, man. This is a tough call. This is a very, very tough call. Now, if you're in the back of the lead lap cars right now, if you're the 23 or the 15 or the 25 or even the 13, if you're somewhere between 12th on back to 18th, I think you go ahead and come on down for 4 tires, or at least come on down for 2. Why not?
Absolutely.
But if you're in the top 5, top 7 or 8 even, that is when it's a tough call, and it's no tougher call than Brandon Hawk and Thomas Davis right here. They did very well on the old tires before, but now they've got a lot more laps in these tires. This is going to be interesting, man. This is the lights are open. Pit road is open. Who's coming? Who's coming? We got some teams up on the box. There's definitely going to be some coming. I see some teams on the box. The 5 showing he's coming. Not coming, no. 5 decides not to come. Crew calls him down, but the 20 commits to not coming, and that brings the 5 back on the track. The 1 of Phil Jerry going to stay out. The 10 as well. The 14 of Will Bell staying out. The 22 of Mikey Spangler. Lauren Personette. They're all staying out. Your top 7. Peter Bennett's going to come on down. Lauren Personette towards the back there. He's going to stay out and gain some track position right here. So we got some differing strategies. Peter Bennett is the leader of the guys who come down pit road. Jack going under, right side's going up, right side's going on. Looking good so far. Run around, they put 4 tires on it. Jack going up, left side going. Dwayne Vince is going to take 2 tires. He's going to win this battle off pit road clearly. So Dwayne Vince is going to be the guy on new rubber. Only 2 tires. But I tell you what, that could be good. You know, they say...
Jesse, I would have pitted on that. You know, if I would have been the 5, I would have went in there and pitted to put on a good show for ETV. But I also stayed in a Holiday Inn Express one time too, so...
I hear you, buddy. All right, man. We're down to go time right now, dude, and I'm really curious what our in-race reporter's thinking right now, man. So let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break. We're going to try and dig up our in-race reporter, Phil Jerry. We'll be right back right after this.
Created specifically for iRacing's online racing simulation game, Trading Paints provides individual racers, leagues, and painters an opportunity to share their custom-designed paint schemes with other subscribers on the iRacing.com simulation service. Part of the fun of today's simulation racing games is showing off your high-quality work with a custom-painted car or truck. TradingPaints.com lists thousands of custom-painted cars and trucks available for download by simply creating an account and logging in. With all available templates at your fingertips, a simple desktop downloader will keep you up to date with the most recent custom-painted vehicles and templates. Check it out today. TradingPaints.com.
All right, welcome back, race fans. We're going to bring this thing loose in here in a few minutes, man. We're still under caution right here. Of course, the lights are still on. Should be getting the one to go next time around. We get back going green. It looks like it's going to be 5 laps to go. So it's going to be a no-holds-barred dogfight. Top 7 stayed out, as well as a couple of the other guys behind them who would like to stay out to gain a little bit of track position. Then you got differing strategies behind them Dwayne Vincent leading the guys with tires in 10th position. He's got 2 tires. And Lonnie Newsom as well on 2. And then you got 4 tires back behind them. So, man, it's going to get interesting. Try and dig up all the Captain Phil Jurien sits in 3rd place right now. Captain is the outlaw in the booth, man. You got a copy, brother?
What's happening, Jesse?
Man, you had a good solid so far. How you feeling about the dogfight right here, man? Were you surprised? First of all, were you surprised by the 5 and the 20 on them old tires being able to hold off on a pretty lengthy run right there? I know I was surprised up here in the booth.
Yeah, I admit I'm surprised. I thought once I cleared Jeffrey here, I would eat them both up with these tires. You know, they haven't been much better than me the whole race. That's just pretty impressive. They were able to do that on old tires.
Yeah, I was thinking the thing. I felt like, you know, the older tires plus a little bit lighter fuel load, that would be actually an advantage at first for about 5 to 7 laps. But then I figured after about 12 or 15, all you guys who had four fresh ones would eat them up. So, yeah, definitely interesting. Been very impressed with that 5 car tonight for sure. So what do you think, man? We're going to be going green with 5 to go here momentarily. You ready for the dogfight? I mean, all in all, points nights, all things considered, Brandon Bowie had a tough night tonight. You've been up there in the top 5 basically the whole night, sitting 3rd right now. So no matter what happens, you're going to come away looking like a good night tonight. But how do you feel about putting your dog in a fight right here, man? You think you can go up there and get him right now?
I mean, that's exactly it, Jesse. I'm points racing here as much as I'm racing for the win. If this thing had gone green and I had finished 3rd, I would have signed my name over to that right away. So I'm not going to go do anything nuts. But you know, I don't know if it gets to that where I'm on the 5's back bumper headed into turn 3. You know, I might need to give him a little help getting in there.
But it might just be business time. You know how it goes. All right, man. Well, I know you got a lot of things going on. Your spotter's going to have a lot to talk about with you here momentarily. You probably got a crew chief spotter up there trying to give you a little pep talk. So I'm going to let you get at it right here as you guys head down the backstretch, man. Wish you good luck. We'll see you on the other side, brother.
All right, well, thank you.
All right, so here we go, man. Lights are on the pace car. About to do it up big. We're coming back to the stripe with 5 to go. Brandon Hawk leading the way. Thomas Davis in the 20 car outside him. Those guys have been strong all night. Captain Phil Jurien, the 10 and Jeffrey Parker in row 2. Those cats been strong all night. Will Bell and Mikey Spangler taking up row 3. Lauren Personette, John Bunton, row 4. Ranich top 10 in row 5 is going to be the 16 Alex Scribner. And the first guy on tires, 2 tires in that 2 car. Looking to spice things up, man. Dwayne Vincent, we better keep our eyes on him, man. He's a go-getter in these closing laps for sure. You can call Dwayne Vincent a closer, man. I've seen this guy before. He's no stranger to using the bumper, and he will put his car in a tight space to go out there and get the positions. No doubt about it. Pace car going to get out of the way. He knows it's about to go down, man. This is going to get crazy right here. On the edge of my seat. Slow start. 5 now off and away. Catches the 20 sleeping, but not the captain. Phil Jurien gets a great start right there, times it perfectly. He's going to get on by that 20 car right away and take that 2nd position. Moves up in front of him, and that's going to allow, oh, now the 20 looking to cross him over. The 20 of Thomas Davis looking to get that run down on the inside, but the momentum likely going to go the way of the 1 right here. The question is, can the 1 get up to Brandon Hawk? And the race is behind him. My goodness, it's getting heavy behind him. The 14 now, Will Bell looking to the inside of the 10 of Jeffrey Parker, the 22 trying to find someone to take his car. Oh my, it's getting good right here. Back behind him, 12 and the 2 battling right there. The 6 gets a little bit wobbly. Got a wreck, got 25 going around. Lonnie Newsom in the grass. Lonnie Newsom cutting the grass down there. Let's hope that, oh, the caution is going to come out. Unfortunately, one of them heads back up on the track. That's going to bring the caution back out. This race might be over. You know, if we do get back going, we'll be green checkers. So, I don't know. Jerry, did you get a look at that?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I believe that might have been Armando Vargas that came up there into the track, Jesse, and got into the side of, looks like it might have been, let's rewind this back here one more time. Looks like he might have gotten to the side of that 14, yeah, and dumped him up in the wall, and everything just kind of went haywire from there. Unfortunate for the 25. A lot of damage to their car, so tough night for these guys. Right here at the end of the race, too. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, definitely. Just, you know, everybody, it was a real estate disagreement, man. Nobody brought their attorneys, man, so things got a little out of hand for sure. It's, you know, I tell you, if this thing finishes under caution, it's unfortunate. But on the other hand, Brandon Hawk has been the class of the field tonight. So I'm not taking nothing away from him, man. It ain't like he's just winning. He's not like he's just winning this race behind the pace car. That dude's been out there flexing his muscles and showing he's got the best car all night. He's been the driver on point. So, you know, it's just nice to see him finish under green, but, you know, we'll have to wait and see. I think we're likely going to be finishing under caution. If we do, Brandhock's going to have the win here. Phil Juring's going to go ahead and make that move, get on up to second position. So after finishing, you know, Phil Juring wins 2 weeks in a row, then comes in last week, finishes up second at Bristol. Looks like he's going to get second again here tonight. Still got momentum for sure. Thomas Davis with a solid run. He's going to hang on to third. Will Bell in fourth. Jeffrey Parker sits in fifth place right there. So there's your top five. Unofficially, of course, not sure if this thing's going back green yet. We're going to have to wait and see if Kittle lights on this pace car or not. But I've got it, and we're probably done right here. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick commercial break, check and see if we got anybody to interview for this post race right here. Come back and let you know if we're going green or if we're taking this thing to a close. We'll get if we don't get back green, we'll get Brandon Hawk's burnout, man, because I know he's probably looking to celebrate, man. It's been a long night. He's probably wanting to celebrate this thing. So we'll be right back right after this.
MTCO Communications, dude, I'll tell you what, the only place to get your gaming servers, no contract, month to month. Get gaming tonight with Battlefield 2. Hey, Call of Duty, do it with R-Factor, Arca Sim Racing, dude. I'll tell you what, $49 a month, no better deal anywhere. Remote access, virus filters, remote power cycle, no player limit, no bandwidth, dude. Dedicated servers, hey, do it tonight. Give them a call, 800-859-6826.
All right, so back here live. Not seeing any interview up here right now. Brandhawk not in the team speak. So we're not gonna have any post-race interviews tonight. I'm waiting to see here right now. It's working lap 89 of 90. If the lights go out on the pace car this time, they're gonna get this thing back going green on a. Well, in fact, you know what? I guess I can't count. So definitely, this is gonna be official, whether they get the lights off or not. This is gonna be official right here. They're just gonna have to parade around more time. I tell you what, we seen a good race here tonight, man. We seen a little bit of everything, man. Just kind of like the last few weeks have gone. We seen great green flag racing. We seen you know, a lot of action. We seen a lot of patience. We seen some guys head to the infield care center as patients. Well, you know, we seen action, and we seen calm. You know, we seen drama on pit road. Basically everything you can ask for from a race, we've seen it here tonight, man. And Brand Hawk, he didn't really see much of any of it. Of course, it was always happening in his mirror tonight.
Absolutely, Jess. I'll tell you what, granted all these guys out here tonight, this is a tough race, man. This is a 90-lap race at Michigan. It's actually been quite a long race here, but they're going to get through this last lap here, tie it all up. And unfortunate for Andrew Shirley, if he could have got that one lap back, but the five of them pitted, so that kept him that lap down. All he needed was that one more wave around, he'd have been good to go tonight, and I think you'd have seen him back up front. But tough night for Brandon Bowie, a couple other guys. We'll get out of here, though, get into next week and see how they fare next week.
Yeah, man, for sure. In fact, I'm gonna bop over and do that up real quick here so I don't sound like a total tool. I'm gonna see if I can figure out where we are going next week. I believe it's Kentucky, but let me just double check the schedule real quick here, make sure. And looks like I got some Taiwan dial-ups going real slow right here. Boop, boop, boop. All right, I'm into it. And yes, sir, we Kentucky next week, man. This will be good. I'm thinking it might be under the lights, not sure. But, yeah, it'll be Kentucky next week. Another fast track with a lot of room to race, man. Another top line that works really well. So, it's going to be interesting next week, man, for sure. And I know that's a track there. That's another track there that told, you know, Cap Phil Jones real good on that 20 car. Thomas Davis, if he runs again next week, he should be very good again next week as well, since they're kind of working out of the same garage. So it'll be exciting. I'm hoping it's under the lights. I can't say for sure if it is or isn't, but I'm hoping it is. I know they do have lights in Kentucky, and man, it's just so much more fun to see the races under the lights. But here we go. Pace car about to cross the line right here. He's bringing Brandon Hawk around to grab this win, man. Brandon Hawk, number 5 car tonight, man, from Eastern Canada. That's what it's all about, baby. It's going down. He pulls the inside of the track. He says, all right, guys, go ahead and go by. I got work to do. Oh, the 22 going to smash him right there. The 5 can't do a burnout because the 22's sitting underneath his car. Oh, there he goes. He drops him back on the track now. That's got to be about one of the coolest post-race celebrations we've seen so far. Is the 5 is probably just sitting down there waiting, get his burnout going right here. Goodness gracious. As mentioned before, Phil Juring going to come home second. Thomas Davis in third, as Brandon Hart begins to do his burnout now, man, celebrate. Much earned celebration right there as he put in work tonight, guys. Will Bell going to come in fourth. Jeffrey Parker going to round top 5. Mikey Spangler with another solid run tonight and gets to finish to go with it. He's going to come home in sixth as the 5 is taking a page out of Paul Kashiba's book from last week's Sunday Night Road to Pro. He's going to trash the car up here on the celebration down at Cutting the Grass. 7th for Lauren Personette, man. So a great run for that 18-car Lauren Personette tonight. John Bunn going to go ahead and come in 8th. Dwayne Vincent's going to bounce back after getting in some trouble, getting turned. He's going to finish up there in top 10 at 9th position. Armando Vargas, man, slow but steady, hanging tough. He's going to round out your top 10 tonight. Good, solid run by a lot of these guys here tonight, man. A lot of these cats that finish in the top 10 are in the top 10 in points. So this is a good points night for a lot of guys. Brandon Hawk continues to do it up big, man. Doing the burnouts, and we're not done with Michigan yet. Man, if you think tonight was exciting, wait till we roll into Michigan on Sunday Night Road to Pro. Cup Boys about to be doing it up big, mega split racing. Come check us out. 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific, man, it's going to be going down. For my partner who's MIA, Mr. Excitement, AJ Browning, man, I think he's at like Red Lobster or something like that. He's doing it up big for the dude working the magic up here, man. The corn dog, Jerry Wolf, working the magic on the cameras, doing big things for us here at ETV. For the Cowboy JD Webb and the Bad Boy John Weston, they're doing something else right now. We got 2 broadcasts running at the same time, man. ETV, never a dull moment. 2 broadcasts running at the same time, man. Who's doing that, really? I'm the Outlaw Jesse James. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. We'll be right here next week, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, Thursday Night Road to Pro, baby. Don't miss us. ETV Live. We out.
Thank you.